I think for people
Yeah,
maybe newer to real estate, you and I might talk about refinances like it's nothing, and we've all done them before. But some people they're not familiar with that concept, and they'd be like, "Hold
I
on,
know. I
you,
didn't
you
either.
bought them, they went up, you refinanced them, you sold them, you still made money. So you bought them, they're multifamily. So if I remember correctly, one of them is a triplex and one of them is a 5 unit, right?
5 and a 4.
Five and a four, five and a four. So the fiveplex you did refinance.
I did. I
Yeah,
refinanced them both. Yeah.
refinance them both. So we'll use the fiveplex for an example because we,
Yeah.
we 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 sold that one, but you bought that. Then over time you improve the property, you improve the condition of the units by renovation, but you also improve the income,
Yeah.
and then you were able to refinance them.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct. I got all my money out.
You were able to get all your money on it. And I don't mean to put words in your mouth at all. I just want people to understand that fact that if you buy right and you're buying the right kind of properties, even though you might have to improve them over time, you have the ability to refinance and put all your capital back. So if you
Hmm.
can buy the property, put some money out, and then take all that money back, that
Hmm.
property's not free, right? I
And you
mean,
buy another one, right? And with that, well, um, fortunately, I was able to buy because of the sale of the townhouse. I had enough capital over those years. I never refinanced that one because I didn't know about it. Meanwhile, I pretty much, I think I had like 50 grand left on the mortgage. And then, so I used that money to buy the two at that time.
absolutely. No, that's fantastic.
So I was lucky that I got that information, so I was a lone wolf for a long time. If I had, obviously, asked the questions beforehand, I would have been a lot, that would have sped up that,
It-
but it's all good.
everyone's got their own journey, and we're all lone wolves until we find a network, and that leads me to my next question. Now, you and I met, I think, what, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
And then shortly after we did, we helped you do a couple of deals, not in Grimsby, the next city down, right? Tell me,
Jamesville.
Beamsville. That's right. I should have my data ready. Beamsville, and correct me if I'm wrong, two properties side by side. One of them was already a multifamily.
One's a triplex, and then one was converted to a duplex.
One was converted to a duplex. But explain to me in your own words, there was some additional value on those properties. It wasn't just the fact that they were, good income type properties, but what else was going on there?
Yeah, so we did a complete BRRR on those. So it was right in the pandemic, and yeah, they were in bad shape. So at the time, the realtor, we just wanted that triplex, it's like, but the house next door was for sale by the same realtor, and found out that they were owned by the same person. And I said, well, I don't really want that house. I just want that triplex. No, no, look at the land. And I'm like, I know, but like, I wasn't thinking land or development or anything. I was just like, look, wanted to try, I was gonna do a joint venture with my daughter to get her in. And I said, okay, well, let's work together, and then you can have an asset as well. Anyway, so next thing you know, we bought both of them and got them up and running so that at least we've got cash flow. And then as of now, actually, we are in the process of working on developing that land.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic story. And for someone new who's watching this, I'm not saying you should get your first property and go develop land right away. But when
No,
we're
but
looking at real estate, we're always looking at value. It's not necessarily the cost, but what's the value play? So if I can buy this property and improve it, improve the units, improve the income, and refinance and take my money back, great. But if it's sitting on a piece of land that can be developed in the future, I mean that's almost an infinite type of value return. And now we don't have to get into crazy detail, but because
But
we're
like somebody like myself, like when I bought that, like I mean,
yeah,
obviously the advice of the realtor was like, look at that land, and I'm like, I know it looks like a lot of grass to cut. Like I wasn't really that whole concept of how that even is going to happen. I thought, but for myself, like I tend to jump in and figure it out as you go. Say opening a restaurant, you don't know all everything, so as soon as a problem comes up, okay, how do we then you do your research, or you look, or you ask, okay, what do I do now? Right. And then that's kind of how it's been working. I still don't know how it's going to work out in the end. I'm still learning. I'm looking, okay, I'll go to the land, a development seminar, or I'm watching, I'm learning as I go now.
It's a valuable skill that you have, that you'll go in and go in and take a calculate, not a crazy risk, but a calculated risk and figure it out later. Some people are not like that, and I think that's where we end up helping a lot of people, because they feel like they have something to lean on. They're not in it alone, which is why they want a mentor, a coach, and someone to kind of guide them along with the real estate. And we've had a number of conversations about the development and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's where people find a lot of value in kind of what we have to offer. So